Hey Bits and Bytes, it's time for another Q&A thing. It's where the patrons over on patreon.com/Kakujomics, they ask questions and then I answer them. I mean, I do that for the other people in my life, sans Patreon, but, you know, get in line is, you know, it's like free healthcare. Don't expect it anytime soon. So the first set of questions come from Hal Fackler. He says, "Hey Kakujo, what are your feelings toward 3D printing? Do you think it will really go somewhere, or that it will just be a fun hobby?" Well, that all depends. I feel like in our consumerist society, there would be some honest push, not from us, but from, you know, the other companies against making a 3D printer that truly makes something truly 3D printed. For example, so I have a printer, right? When I print stuff out, no matter what I do, no matter what I try, and I'm sure that if you give me a solution that, you know, that's awesome, go ahead, but when I print out a picture, there's always that tiny bit of, like, line, like, tiny little bit of, like, offness. Like, every like, centimeter, there's, like, a tiniest little faintest, like, lighter line of color. Almost like when it's printing, the printer's, like, shaking around or something, and it kind of does that, but I've had printers in the past that didn't do that, that still did have that effect. So, we still go to, you know, professional 3D printers, just like whenever you try to, you know, you got a $1,300 camera, I don't, but my brother-in-law did, and he let me use it for the 100 episode Nuclear Throne special. Still, all the same, even with fancy cameras, you still get screen tearing, you still get, like, these color issues, and it's like, to not have that, I guess you need the one that's, like, $10,000, you know? So it's like, sure, we'll have consumer-level 3D printers, but until 3D printing stops having that, like, obvious, like, ledged, plateaued mesa kind of look and thing about it, you know? If it stops doing that, then yeah, man. If it can, why do I have this here? If it can make this perfectly, this is a Halloween decoration. Lily put it up here and it lives on my desk now. So Squeaks, have you thought about doing more art-related streams, or maybe start sketching and putting them onto Tumblr or something? I want to. Actually, I've been part of my process in trying to get away from the computer and letting my creative brain flourish while writing and drawing comic ideas. I've been putting them inside, you know, this little sketchbook. Just got it at Pal's Books, you know, in Portland. If you get stuff at Pal's Books, those books are better than other bookstores' books, is the vibe I get from everyone who lives here. So, you know, I write down here's the sketch for that one, A Moving Melody, the Super Mario Maker comic. A couple different things. Here's the one I just did, with the Kirby Holiday one. Stuff like that. I mean, maybe I could put these up, or here's just a bunch of random stuff I drew. I used to love Tamagotchi. I used to draw Tamagotchi comics all the time. Oh yeah, here's me trying to figure out the Kirby face I was gonna do at the end there. Maybe I'll put this stuff up one day, or maybe I'll just fill this up and see if I can auction it off for charity. I don't know. I've seen other artists do it, where they, you know, sell their sketchbook or whatever. But these other artists are, like, really good. Like, even just their sketches are like, they just woke up and their hair was just like, you know, that you get that feeling. Like, of course you buy their sketchbook. My hair is, like, so frizzy and dry today. I don't know. It's been raining for, like, 16 days straight in Portland, and, like, the one day it's not raining, my hair's like, This next set of questions come from Lave Lane. Giant robots or regular-sized robots? Giant ones. I'm not, like, a super mech head, but still, giant robots, definitely. This is a huge throwback, but do you have a favorite SCP? The one with the poopy face. The one in the video game what I played with Tenorio and Hamas a long time ago. You know the one, the poopy stick one, he sits around and just poops on the floor, and then if you don't look at him, he kills you. That's probably should have mentioned that part first in case you ever see him, because otherwise you just point, it's the poopy face guy, and then you laugh, and you close your eyes because you laugh, and just, I like that guy. Spicy wings or curry? Curry, absolutely. I don't like wings. Chicken wings, I'm sorry, I know. It was like, I've been with Tenoria for so long, but just a couple days ago, she brings home this giant freezer bag of chicken wings, and she's like, I got the special sauce that's supposed to be really good, I got it from Trader Joe's, and we're gonna put it on there and it's gonna be great, and I'm like, I hate chicken wings, and she's like, what? You hate what? You hate wings? And I'm like, I like chicken tenders, I like fried chicken, but I don't like baked chicken, or like anything like that. So yeah, curry. What was Chai's first, we're working through it. What was Chai's first word, if you recall? Man, that's tough. Maybe it's normal. I find that a lot of times, like, relationships and parenting especially are portrayed very inaccurately on TV. And not in the ways you'd expect. You know, it's not like, oh, it's not, everything's horrible and stuff. It's just like, in little ways, things are different. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this is common for other people. But Lily didn't quite say, a word. She made a bunch of syllables, and she kept saying words in her own weird way. And then eventually, I think technically she said dada first, but that was like, I don't see why people consider that counted. I don't see why the baby just goes, like, oh, it said dada. No, it was having a stroke, and you're gonna count that. Oh, victories for dads. Yeah, my kid had a stroke. It's the same thing with mama too. Like, mama, oh, it said mama. No, she didn't. She's throwing up, and her mouth is closing partway through the puking and making sounds. So the actual first word, though, was maybe like, sure, what? Forget it. Dada. Do you have a favorite Christmas song? It was weird. I'm not particularly religious. It's totally cool if you are. Everyone's got their thing, and I don't judge others for what they do. My 2 rules, as always, is don't hurt yourself and don't hurt others. Anything else is fine. Do whatever. But a lot of my favorite Christmas songs, I've never really learned the lyrics to them. And then this year, Lily just has been going nuts with like the little MP3 player in the dock playing Christmas playlist over and over again. And so it's playing all the time. And late at night, she wants to fall asleep to listening to the Christmas music. And I'm like, should we let her listen to Christmas music while she falls asleep? Should we let her listen to music at all when she falls asleep? She'll get dependent on it, and we want her to be self-sufficient. And I'm just like, whatever. Just let her do what she wants. I'm sure, you know, Hitler got to have a pony. I'm sure Hitler got to listen to some old Vivaldi when he was taking his little nap time. I don't think it really makes a big difference. So, anyway, I'm sitting here working at night like I do when everyone else is asleep, and I'm listening to this song, right? And I become acutely aware of how all these Christmas songs I like, randomly, and it feels very oddly interjected because I've grown up so used to not having, like, actually associating Christmas with religion. And they're like, something Christmas, Christmas, and then Jesus was born, and I'm like, what? Hey, what Christmas song, please? Like, no, it's cool, just don't shove it in here. And I'm like listening, I'm like, wait, Christmas, and it dawns on me. But I still listen to the songs. But my favorite one is probably, sorry to be basic, but I like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. There was this song, though, that was on her playlist, and I don't know the name of it. It's like these guys, and it's a really sad part. He's like, call your grandma on the phone, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, if she's living all alone. And it's just so sad. Oh, those poor grandmas. No, wait, my favorite Christmas song is Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It's a little contradicting to my feelings of grandmas, but that song, back when I was a little kid living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we would go visit my step-great-grandparents who lived in Okmulgee, which is, I believe the acronym is BFE, which I still don't know what that means. But we would drive there for like 3 hours listening to Christmas music, and in the car, that was the only time when I was a kid we listened to Christmas music, really. And that song would play constantly on this, like, you know, Okmulgee radio station. I guess they just had that. Everyone loved the, like, down south Christmas songs. That song, when I hear it, I can't help but sing along to it and just feel all nice and bouncy and with little banjo and stuff. Like, I love Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It's so good. That is a problem with me. When people ask me, what's your favorite this, or what's a secret we don't know about you, I never remember until a week later, and the answer that I give right off the bat sounds so boring, and I know this is why people who are expecting to have questions asked of them, they prepare their answers. What was it? Just that typical question. What's one talent you have that, you know, you haven't shared with us or whatever? I think I said singing, which is, I think there went my career, you know? But no, there was, what was it? See, I can't even remember it now. I'm gonna have to make a flipping list and keep it on a wall, so that way if I have to turn around and be like, hey, how am I interesting paper on the wall? Which is probably also a bad sign. So his last question is, do you enjoy drawing landscapes and other natural scenery? It's funny, the thing about creatives. There seems to be 2 camps. There's the kind of person that, like, is all like, oh, I drew for 8 hours at my job, and now I'm gonna go home and I can't wait to go home and for 8 more hours draw fan art. I just love to draw. Good for you. Then there's the other group of people, and there's like equally just as many as the first thing. People that hate the process. The creative process is it treats people differently, and I think it partially comes with the way you were raised or something. I don't know, but it's like, for me, whenever I'm drawing or whenever I'm doing anything creative, it feels like I have to, like, and, like, pull it out. You know, botfly removal, like the feeling that you can imagine, like something slithering, being pulled, and you feel it being pulled out from inside of you. It feels like that, and it's just like, except harder. It feels like it's like that, but like you're a rock person. It's just, you know, the kind of people that you ask. You say, what's your favorite part of the creative process? They say, getting it done. Being done with it. You know, that's honestly, that is my most favorite part, is when I'm done with the comic, I look at it, I sit back, I'm like, well, I keep forgetting to block this thing. So I look at it, I'm like, I'm glad it's done. I feel proud of this, I feel triumphant, because I feel like I struggled and I did something. So, knowing that about me, I don't like drawing landscapes, but after I'm done drawing the landscape, I'm like, oh, I like the way this looks. It's really nice. Like, the trees, the first 2 panels in the latest Kirby comic, the way that I had the colors in the background, or the Christmas one, and then I have the overlay. I have an overlay layer where I kind of like lightly painted over with my KJ brush like I do. And it created this like color thing, and I really like it, and I love it. But you know, of course, the entire time I'm doing it, I'm like, like my left hand's like trying to open Twitter somehow, even though there's not even a mouse over here. Just very procrastinating, my brain is. So yeah, no, but like, in my own creative way, yes, I do. The next set of questions come from VS Master 37. They have 2 questions. First, do you think that you will do a Let's Play of the new Xenoblade Chronicles X? I didn't even know that was a new game. I thought that since Xenoblade Chronicles, which apparently was sent over to America recently, because it was only localized in the UK for a while there, and so everyone talks like this, and that's cool. I played a good part of it. It's kind of like too Monster Hunter-y for me. Like, I don't like Monster Hunter really at all. It's so cold. There's not much of a story going on. Like, I can see how, like, a certain kind of person would just love the hell out of Monster Hunter, and there are apparently a ton of you out there, so don't let me not liking it discredit it whatsoever. But I did like Xenoblade Chronicles because it was kind of like that, but with a story and stuff. But, so anyway, I played part of it, and then I saw Xenoblade Chronicles X announced, and I was like, oh, it's probably just an HD remaster for the Wii U, because, not a lot of people got to play the first game, or for the first time around on the Wii, because it was like after the Wii's life was done. It was way after the fact. Like, the launch was so, so maybe this will just be a redo. And I just accepted it as that. But then like a week after its release, and I saw how excited everyone was, and I was like, this is too much excitement for an HD re-release. And so I looked and I was like, oh, this is a full game. This is a full-blown, one. I'm kind of like, I've been looking for an MMO experience, but without dealing with people, and I'm told that this is kind of what it is. And will I do a Let's Play of it, though? The game's huge! I would take, like, 130 episodes to do. I don't know, go watch Chugga Conroy do it. That guy, like, plays it 4 times and then shares, like, interesting tidbits. I just walk around and be like, ooh! I wouldn't be using a keyboard and mouse. Ooh! I told Tenori about it. She sounds like interested in it, though. Like, she really loves Monster Hunter. She loves Monster Hunter. But she doesn't like how cold the game feels, so I thought, maybe... Visit Xenoblade Chronicles. Make your own YouTube channel about it and you do it by yourself. What is the best game that you have played this year? Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, a lot of people are saying Undertale, and I guess there hasn't really been a game that I've felt lasted on my memory like Undertale would. And it's like, part of me is trying to be like a sheep and not say that, because there's a lot of hate for Undertale, and it's so dumb. It doesn't affect you if you don't like it. Just let it be, Like I've said in a blog post recently, like, if you're anywhere near my age, surely, growing up, you knew what it's like to feel bullied for liking video games, for liking Pokemon, for liking Zelda and Mario and all that, for having a Game Boy. And then we go through this, and then we're just doing it to other gamers. We should be sticking together, folks! I mean, for cripe's sake, there's so little to stigmatize about the game, you're still treating it like it's My Little Pony or something, which is good still, but... for example, anyway. But no. You know what? No. Friggin' forget. Screw you. I really liked Undertale. It was really fun. I was able to play it like 3 times. I'm still doing a Let's Play of it on my channel. I really like it. The last set of questions comes from Herman Leong. Leong! What is the most challenging game you have ever played? Maybe Steriden? I really don't want to count Dark Souls. I don't want to cart Down Souls. I don't. Because it's just like, for me... That game is like, I get that it's become this thing, but I feel like there's difficulty and challenging, and then there's like, run your head into a brick wall for like 2 hours, and then finally figure out how to do it, and then say that's part of the game. I don't like Monster Hunter, I'm sorry, and I really don't like Dark Souls. I'm sorry. So Steridon or Nuclear Throne, I guess. I mean, at this point, Nuclear Throne's not really challenging so much as I just make a stupid mistake and I get shot by a crow or something. I'm sorry, a raven. But any games that are more challenging / will be more challenging, probably just whatever Dark Souls is out. I'm sorry, I just can't care about Dark Souls. What do you think of this statement? If there is evil in this world, it lurks in the heart of man. Probably women too, is what I think. Their last question, and the last question. Do you believe in magic in our world? If yes, how do you think someone would use it? I'd like to think that there would be magic. There's a part of me that always was hoping that one day I would be special. That I would have something. Psychic powers, magic, a really good throwing arm, I don't know. Angels in the outfield, whatever, something, right? But the realistic part of me wants to be like, there's probably not magic in the world, because if there were, we would know about it. I mean, the government can cover stuff up, but they can only cover up so much. But then again, maybe there are simply different aspects of physics, different elements in the world that we simply cannot, as humans in our own way, interact with. Maybe there's something out there. Maybe there's magic. Maybe there's magic, but we literally will never be able to interact with it. Think about that, you know? On this quantum other plane, just theoretically, there's this other plane. This is a fireball right here. Look at it. You can't. I can't. It's there. I can't interact. It uses the magiconium element, and I can't. It's a sad thought. But that is as realistic as I will allow myself to be with magic. So yes, I think magic exists. I just don't think I can touch it. That's all for this month. If you want to ask questions again, go over to patreon.com/Kakujomics. It's over there, I think. It's like Kickstarter, except you give like a smaller amount, very small amount, like $1, $3, $5, $10, whatever. Per month, it automatically withdraws, and then you get perks in return. And then the ultimate perk, though, is that I continue creating and having a clear mind with it. Like, I can keep doing this while having to worry about having a home next month, but I won't be very funny, because every time I go to, I'm like, here we go, Kakujo, it's time to come up with a joke. There's rent, and then there's electricity bill, and then there's the internet. Just, oh man. So, thank you, patrons. And thank you for watching my stuff, just in general. Until next Q&A video, see you then.